And welcome back, everyone. This is Mate Sipper, and as you can see, it's a little foggy in here. So, anytime it rains on a Friday, well, anytime it does this green rain, actually, not on a Friday, but anytime this green rain occurs, you can't watch the TV. The signal is being interrupted by something. So this green haze is it's disrupting everything. If it ever falls on a Sunday, it's kind of a pain, but as you can see, it's not deadly to come outside. In fact, it is safe. You'll just notice that there's extreme growth all over your farm. And so you might have to do some cleanup work. Just to, make sure everything is kosher here, because it definitely makes a mess of your fields. And unfortunately, it did decide to do the green rain on a day that we're not going to be able, or on a Friday, so I don't know if we'll be able to buy seeds. We'll have to see. So when it does this for the first time, the villagers are freaked out, obviously. And so they all go and hide in the bar. And that's why I'm trying to remember if we can actually go to Pierre's. But this green rain does have a few effects, such as some trees will all of a sudden grow really quick. I don't think it's any of the fruit trees. I think they have to be like these trees, like these normal trees. However, I could be wrong, and if I am, I will make sure I put something up on the screen about it. And, oh, nice. I forgot about this pine tar, so let's come grab it. The other thing that's kind of odd is these trees here. If they get afflicted with the green rain effect, which is that, they will produce kind of a weird, just sap, when they produce. I'm not sure what will happen, but if anyone wants to take shelter in the saloon, I'll keep it open all day. So yeah, Gus is pretty concerned, and I mean, I don't really blame the townsfolk for being weirded out by this. I can't say that I've ever seen a green rain descend upon the land where I live. But yeah, otherwise, it doesn't really do anything of immediate, note to your farm. Other than, as I said, it does increase the amount of junk that you're going to have to clean up. And really, aside from that, it's just kind of a cool event that I'm really glad that they added. So for those of you who are like, what are you doing? I could put the hay in the silo, or I could put it in there. So the silo can only hold 240 bits of hay, but the chest can hold a lot. And so, by chesting up the hay, oh yeah, I think that actually killed my... Oh, no it didn't, okay. But by chesting up the hay, I can actually hold a lot more. Yeah, so now that tree, I don't think it'll actually ever produce oak resin again. But I could be wrong, so we'll have to see what it produces next. But that effect should go away, it should return back to normal. And as you can see, there's trees everywhere. As well as these here. So these produce a new forageable we haven't seen yet. Technically we could have access to it, but I just haven't done anything with it yet, and that is the fiddlehead fern. Fiddlehead ferns are used in a few cooking recipes, such as fiddlehead risotto. People don't really respond to it, so it's not really a big deal. Yeah, I don't see Pierre, so I should be okay to go to a store. So that is there. So I'm going to bring 5 coals. You might do that, we'll have to see. Come back when Pierre's done. Ah, you stupid craphead. Well, I guess everyone's scared, so let's see what they all have to say about it. I've never seen green rain before. It must be not too dangerous if you made it here. I want to go exploring, but I can tell my mom is kind of worried. I don't want to add to her stress. Yeah, no customers anymore. This green rain in my ledger will be in the red. I'd like to buy from you, dude. All you have to do is literally walk into the other room. Like, I am here to buy seeds, man. So yeah, that is going on. I think these people are home. Let's see. Oh yeah, they are. What's going on out there? Any action? Not really. Just a bunch of green crap falling from the sky. George, dear, is this the end? It's been a good life, but I'd like to see Alex find his way before departing. Aww. There, honey. Don't you worry. Even if it is poisonous, I breathed in more noxious gas in 1 minute back in old coal mines, and I'm still okay. You know, he does have a point. My grandpa's side of the family, actually, they come from a coal mine group. It's, pretty rough work. It's a sign from the Almighty. We're doomed. Are you alright? We're all wondering what's going on. I brought some medical supplies just in case. Be careful out there. I hope these weird rains don't bother them fish. It could ruin my life. Don't worry. I just got off the phone with the governor. Apparently this rain is supposed to be completely harmless, just an unusual phenomenon of nature. Still, some of the townsfolk are panicking, which is never good. I saw the weather report last night. Really gave me a scare. Are there monsters out there? What's happening? Not much to speak of. Let's not get in a tizzy now, Gus. I propose a round of drinks to settle the nerves. It's situations like this where a person's true character is put to the test. I'll keep everyone safe from the toxic rain. You do that. I don't think I've ever set foot in a plate in this place. It's actually kind of cozy. There must be a meaning behind this. Nature's trying to tell us something. What though? I can't tell. It's hard to read. I feel a strong presence though. Well, when in doubt, I guess we better go talk to the wizard. Surely he'll know. But before we get to the wizard, let's go say hi to Jody and the kids over here. Alright, what do you have to say about this? Are you alright? We've never seen anything like this before. I wish my husband was here. He'd know exactly what to do. And he'd probably just stay in the house with you. Mom, I'm gonna go outside and play! What? Is it acid? Will it burn through the roof and seal us alive? I gotta keep my little brother safe. Dude, you're so cool. Like, you're such a freaking awesome older brother. I'm the oldest in my family, of my siblings, and so as I've said many times, I grew up out here in Nebraska, and so growing up in Nebraska kind of comes with some extra baggage occasionally with the weather. I think I've gotten into some of the extreme weather stories, but I don't know, I think Leah is, yeah. Can't talk to Leah, that's fine. So we'll head over to the wizard, then we'll head over to Robin's. But what I was saying is, the Nebraska weather it's a thing, for sure. You're not worried about this rain? That does put me at ease, a little. I just hope the cows tuck themselves in. Oh, they're fine. I'm scared. I don't have to go into work today, so I'm not complaining. Well, that is one positive at least. But yeah, so growing up out here in Nebraska, you get used to some rather extreme weather. I guess, to put it lightly. I don't know if I've ever shared all my stories, which I'm sure I haven't. Because I definitely have a lot of stories with the weather out here. I don't really want to buy that. Couldn't afford it even if I wanted to. Yeah, you still do not have my one true desire. I mean, I guess I could buy jelly, but... Uh, I'm gonna buy another one of these, just so I can show what happens when you sell it. Because, so I do have one for the fall that I'm growing for kind of a quest. But I am not growing one to kind of like... I'm not growing one to sell, to show like what it's valued at. So I'm gonna do that. I will say it's not necessarily the most amazing of things, but you know, we'll get there when we get there. Though the unusual rains may be alarming, there is nothing to fear on this day. In fact, it is a day of great joy for many living things. Yeah, he's not wrong, actually. So, I don't know if he's supposed to be kind of a nod to the fact that the trees have taken over. But, yeah, everything, this green rain, according to, like, canon, is very fertile for the crops. And for, like, everything, it doesn't speed up your crop's growth, but, like, the trees grow faster, these weeds all pop up everywhere. There's actually a lot of benefits to it. And so, it's not really a bad thing. Even though, like, all the townspeople are freaked out, which, to be fair, if this happened where I lived, I'd probably be a little freaked out too, and I've seen some pretty crazy weather. But that aside, going back into my story, as to, like, Sam being the older brother who's, like, concerned about his siblings, I have seen many of, like, tornado warnings as well as, you know, different weather patterns of the sort. And I remember once that my siblings, they were freaked out because we were getting baseball-sized hail. And they thought that a tornado was, like, coming in. I just remember, like, you know, sitting on the couch and relaxing with them, just being like, no, it's fine. Like, it's not going to hurt us. And if it is a tornado, everything's okay. Because, like, you know, at the end of the day, you can always rebuild if it even affects you. It may or may not. And, oh, we can get to them. I want to go collect samples with my dad, but my mom is insisting we stay here. My mom's freaking out, but I'm actually kind of enjoying this. I bet the frogs are going wild out there. I'm going to stay here to try to keep her calm, though. That man is insane. Why does he have to go out there? We have no idea if this rain is dangerous. Well, I saw him and he looks like a traffic cone, so I think he's okay. He's wearing, like, toxic waste slicks. Don't mind me, I'm just collecting samples. This may be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If you see my wife, you tell her I'm okay. Sorry, he just has a respirator on, so... Yeah, I think he's fine. Even if it was dangerous, it wouldn't burn through very easily. All these strange trees will be gone tomorrow. It's one of the mysteries of nature. So with Linus here, it kind of shows that he's a little bit more aware as to what's going on than he might let on to. Which is really cool, if you think about it. So, as I've kind of alluded to, Linus has a very interesting story about him, where no one really knows kind of his full story. However, the biggest theory I've seen tossed around, and I'm walking all the way down here to show this, just to kind of make a point, has to do with I believe it's you. Our beloved Mona, because I can't read this one yet. This one's in Dwarvish. Has to do with this person and the wizard. So, anytime you go to an event, you can usually see Linus and the wizard, like, just kind of hanging out and talking to each other. And it's possible, once again, just a theory, that those two were, excuse me, somehow affiliated with that character named Mona. Which, once again, no one really knows who Mona is either. Abigail, for whatever reason, seems to have like an affinity to Mona. Which, it does sound like a feminine name, so maybe she's just like, oh, well, maybe Mona's like a great adventurer. And, you know, and so, with Abigail wanting to be an adventurer, but her dad saying no because she's a girl, so she needs to not do that, she really looks up to Mona for inspiration. And a little bit further into that story, some of the lost books at the library were actually written by Mona. So I don't know if we found any of Mona's books. I think we've pretty much just found like the books of the townspeople. So like Marnie has a book that she writes. There's a few other books that don't really have an author per se that you can read. And some of them have to do with how to take care of animals, some of them have to do with mining, some of them have to do with just like some lore in the valley. But Mona, being a named character, but not a character you ever get to meet because, well, they're dead, it leaves a lot of mysteries. And so if Mona is, you know, a part of their group, say the wizard and Linus, it would make sense as to why both of them ended up settling here in the valley, because they're probably friends with her. If, you know, they went on great adventures with her. And then due to something occurring, she died, whether it was from age or whether it was from an adventure. And so because of it, they felt guilty and erected a gravestone for her in the cemetery and continued like circulating her books. But once again, it's just a theory. No one's really sure much about it, and I don't know if Concerned Ape will ever come out and officially say anything about who Mona is or anything about the wizard and Linus and why they seem to like get along very well. But it is just kind of an interesting little aside, and it's, you know, just a theory. You could say a game theory. If you want to reference anything with that. But yeah, so with that, we're going to pretty much end off our day here. And I'm going to try to get one more Fiddlehead Fern tree down. Hopefully I have enough energy to do this. I do, but it's going to make me eat something, which I didn't want to eat because it's going to give me too much energy. I have too much energy before I go to bed. Alright, so yeah, with that, I think we should head back to the farm. But yeah, as Linus pointed out, today is the day if you want a whole bunch of Fiddlehead Ferns that you need to gather them. The other trees that are not the Fiddlehead Fern producing ones, they'll just return to normal. And so if it was a tree like this one that didn't have like a counterpart, then then it will just turn into a random tree. So it could be an oak, it could be a spruce, it could be a maple. But if it did have a counterpart, like the oak one over by the bus stop that I have my tapper on, it'll turn back into an oak tree. So it is kind of an interesting thing to just kind of keep your eye on. I don't know why I heard that sound, because I feel like I'm not supposed to hear that sound yet. So there's a sound that you begin to hate later on in the game. Because there's an item that a lot of people really don't like that you unlock. I don't personally have an issue with it, and I will be showing it off, obviously. I'm putting grapes aside because they're a good gift for Vincent, as well as you can see, a community center thing. But do I have spice berries in here? Don't think I do. Everyone pretty much hates spiceberry. So what I usually do with the spiceberry is I will, oh, I don't have gold bars yet. Cool. I will usually use that to make the jam for the Junimos. I know, because, like, I don't know, I'm just a jerk, I guess. But with that, we're going to end off Friday the 5th. And this has been Mate Sipper. Wishing you a good rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Bye.